Good evening.
Reservations for 2, please.
Naam, please.
Nom?
Yes, your naam. First naam, last naam. Everyone has a naam. What is your naam?
Marmon.
Marmon. Let's see, shall we? Miller, Mueller, Miller, Mola. Oh, Marmon. Yes, there it is. Very well. This way, please. Marmon, reservation for 2. Enjoy. A world of wonder, where fantastical music machines provide the soundtrack for a tantalizing stroll through history. Vintage automobiles and memorabilia stimulate the senses around every chromed curve and corner. This is Inside Stahls. I'm always amazed because as you walk around the collection here at Stahls, you'll notice that several of the cars are and were the first of their kind, whether it be by design, engineering, innovation, or any number of reasons. This 1924 Marmon Model 34 Speedster is another that happens to be in a class of its own. As an automobile manufacturer, Indianapolis-based Marmon produced cars for 3 decades, an amazing achievement for a company that started in the flour milling machinery business. But Howard Marmon was fascinated by the automobile business and became known for building attractive cars that went fast. In fact, a Marmon Wasp won the very first Indianapolis 500 in 1911. Its ties to racing helped increase the popularity of the car. A Marmon pace car piloted by former 500 winner Barney Oldfield led the field in the 1920 race. Most doubted a standard production car could sustain the 60-mile-per-hour pace required to get the field up to speed. Oldfield led the pace laps at 80 miles per hour, prompting many to believe it was the fastest car on the track that day. Oldfield was so impressed he purchased the car, and Marmon's popularity soared. 1924 was the last year the Marmon 34 Speedsters were produced. It was an impeccable driving car due to its design and engineering. For all intents and purposes, it was a performance car, a 2-seater that was known as one of the best handling cars on the road at the time. The Model 34 series featured what we referred to as unibody construction today. It was ahead of its time. The frame with a compound cantilever rear spring gave the car a lowered stance compared to many of the cars on the road at that time. It also didn't look like anything else. The diamond-shaped windows on the side and the rear of the tonneau cover was a calling card. It had a lowered radiator shell and slanted front windshield, which made it look fast sitting still. The rear of the car was referred to as a B-tail. No doubt, from front to back, the Marmon was and is a looker. Its looks were matched only by its innovation. The car was perfectly balanced due to the fact that the fuel tank was housed inside the cowl, a little trick Marmon picked up from racing when they learned that the rear end grew lighter as the fuel burned off. Thanks to this design, that wasn't a problem with the Model 34s. Marmon was also considered a pioneer in the use of aluminum. The bodies were made of aluminum. Aluminum was also used in several engine components, including the cylinder block. In 1924, the power plant was no slouch either. The valve in-head 6-cylinder made 84 horsepower. It was backed by a sliding gear 3-speed transmission. It was a high-quality car with power to match. Even the interior appointments were designed with performance in mind. The foot pedals were arranged so the driver could move from the gas, brake, and clutch quickly. And the instrument panel was a single cluster design that featured indirect night lighting. Fancy. If there was a knock on the Model 34, it was a lack of cargo space. The golf bag door was all you got. But keep in mind, this baby was made for speed, not crossing the country with Aunt Edna. The Babe magnet of its time received a lot of attention over the years and needed a full restoration about a decade ago. Remarkably, the body panels are all original. Even the wood inside the body is mostly original, with some of the golf bag door and wood floor needing to be replaced. Amish craftsmen from Ohio carved out a new set of wooden wheels, creating one of the finest rolling examples of a Marmon Model 34 in existence today. So if you find yourself in need of a date night, I can't think of a better seat for two than the Marmon Model 34, right here in the amazing automotive ambiance that is Stahls. And I can promise you one thing, you won't even have to deal with a stuffy maitre d'.